Adriana. I'm a Master SoulPath Teacher and Guide. Today I wanted to do a reading for the collective. So this is something that we're all going through. It's going to be a bit more expanded in scope than my usual readings. But I want to look at what's guiding us right now, what energies are supporting us, what energies are challenging us, what we can take away from all of this. I don't know if you've been feeling this way, but since we've been in Cancer season, kind of sandwiched between two full moons in Capricorn, it's been feeling very emotionally intense. And I've noticed this especially for Cancer sun signs, but even as an earth sign, I'm still kind of feeling it. So if you've been feeling that too, I think that's normal. But let's go ahead and see what energy is guiding us right now. What is the energy that is in our support, that is in support of us? Okay, the Hermit, Ace of Wands, and the Devil. Interesting. So we've got, if you're looking at this the traditional way, Virgo is the Hermit, Ace of Wands is like an Aries energy, and then Devil is Capricorn energy. So it's two earth signs and a fire sign. So we're looking a lot about foundational energy, about what we're building. And, you know, we start with the Hermit, and at this time, when you go inward, when you go inside for meditation or you get quiet, you ask yourself questions. There is a lot of support for the answers coming to you. So what I'm trying to say is when you seek inwardly, the answers are coming up more readily, because that is what we're being really asked to do right now, to question ourselves, to go inside. And the Hermit is looking back down on a landscape filled with mountains. And in this deck in particular, mountains to the author or to the creator mean obstacles. And I mean creator of this deck. So this Hermit is looking down at the past obstacles. And so I think part of this message is that we're being guided to remember our strength. And I feel that with the Ace of Wands here as well, that Ace of Wands is the beginning of that spark, and it's that fire, the vitality of self. And so it's like, look back at what you've come through. Look back at all of the obstacles that you have surmounted and overcome, because the same strength, the same person is within you. So if you've been feeling like you can't do it, or you don't have the courage, or you somehow can't find the belief or the trust in yourself, this time is about looking back at what you have overcome, what you have accomplished. And that should give you a lot more, confidence. I don't think we have the sense of direction quite yet, but it should give you a little bit more, I want to say, vigor. Now, what is going on with the Devil here? Why is the Devil appearing as a guiding energy? I mean, I was just talking about the the full moons in Capricorn. This is partially a Capricorn card. You can see the goat up there, the goat horns. And what Capricorn has been asking us to do is to question our relationship with money, question our relationship with responsibility, what we're responsible for, what we're not responsible for. What long-held beliefs do we have about money? Like what beliefs have you inherited from your parents or from your ancestral lineage? I knew someone once who talked about, they had a saying, maybe even been written on like a plaque and displayed in a prominent position, and they put their last name, we may be poor in money, but we're rich in love. The thing is those things don't have to be mutually exclusive, but because that belief was so deeply ingrained, this person really had to work hard at their money issues. And I mean, that sets you up for a whole bunch of things, right? If you have love, you can't have money. If you have money, you can't have love. To some extent, we all struggle with that, I think. So that is some of the energy that we're questioning, but why Why is the devil, I'm going to get some more cards on that. Can you show me why the devil is our guiding energy? The Sun and the Magician. So double ones, gateway. So actually we've got a triple gateway going on here. So it's like the shadow is necessary to point out the light. In order to see what our light is, we have to also see the shadow. So this is a funny message, but our shadow is actually guiding us at this time. It's not guiding us for, how do I say this? It's not that it's trying to, that we should give into it and let it rule our lives, but, or that we consult the shadow, or we act out of our shadows or our triggers or the negative beliefs that we hold. But it's more that the shadow shows us what our light really is. You may be holding on to some beliefs about yourself that were true about your old self, but aren't true anymore. For instance, I feel I was a very controlling person growing up and before I started this spiritual journey, and it's been a hard lesson to let go a lot of that control. And I will tell you, it's still a work in progress. However, I don't feel like I'm as bad with my control issues anymore. However, if I were to describe myself as a controlling person, that just doesn't fit anymore. So there may be an outdated way of describing yourself, accepting yourself, seeing yourself. But I also believe that the Sun is calling us to a higher purpose. It's calling us to a bigger view, a higher calling, other than just looking at ourselves. So maybe this is also in confronting your shadow, you're starting to see what your gifts are to the rest of the world. Because when we work on our shadows, of course, we're going to get better. Of course, we're going to benefit, and those immediately around us are going to benefit. But I feel like because these cards are so strong in their energy right now, it's more than just the individual benefit. It's that the shadow actually shows us where we're headed. The shadow shows us what you can give to the world, what I can give to the world, what everyone can give to the world in their very specific, the Magician next, and unique way. Okay, so it's up to you to find what your strengths to improve the world are from your shadow. So within your shadow is something that you can offer or teach or give the world in overcoming your shadow. That's when it becomes the light. Okay, so I feel like we've already gone through the challenges, but what's challenging us at the moment? High Priestess and the Chariot. So these are both Cancer energy cards. And remember, I talked to you earlier about if you're feeling really strong emotion right now, then this is kind of normal. You know, I feel for a lot of us, the Chariot, it's like this energy, we're trying to move forward. We can almost feel those horses kind of chomping at the bit. But our way forward, the High Priestess, seems veiled. We're not really sure about where we're headed. And yet we feel this strong compulsion to move on. Okay, it's not a deep truth. What else is going on with these two cards? I think some are struggling to assert the feminine energy. I think some of us are struggling to, and that's maybe what do you call those things when it doesn't match? An oxymoron, assert feminine energy, because feminine energy is not, I would say, assertive in the way that masculine energy is. So there may be difficulties expressing your feelings, expressing your emotions, bringing out into light what bothers you, or what you've been worrying about, what you've been holding on to. There may be a blockage in that, like you feel like you can't talk about how you're feeling, or you feel like you can't share what's deeply concerning to you. That's part of that, like the energy wants to get out, but there's a holding in. I think the Chariot's also the fear about, well, where is this going to go? If I voice my concerns, where is this all going to go? Where is it going to head? that also makes sense for the devil being, because that's keeping everything hidden. With the high priestess and the devil, we're seeing hidden energy. So how is this affecting those around you, those in your immediate environment? How is this affecting them? There's going to be one positive and there's going to be one negative. Yeah, interesting. 2 of Cups and 3 of Swords. One positive, one negative. Okay, for those around you, now are they going through their own stuff, or is this because of what's challenging the person in this reading? I think this is a separate issue, the 3 of Swords. So they're going through their own dark night of the soul. They're going through their own purging of unanswered wishes and unanswered, I want to say prayers even. That's odd. I should get that kind of information. It's funny because you see them in a position of growth. You actually see that they're moving and changing, but they can't see it because they're still holding on to the old. They're still holding on to the loss of the old. In fact, now some of you are, and so there's a space between you and the other person. It's like you're giving them space to process through what they're going through. Others of you actually are being drawn closer together. This emotional energy right now is actually creating more of a pull or more of a draw from one to the other. And so there's the opportunity to do a mutual sharing, a mutual exchange of honest communication, honest energy. So this is interesting. It actually seems to me like relationships are favored under this energy if the individuals are really willing to share what's going on, what's being hidden or being held inside. Okay, so where is all of this headed? And actually I'm going to shuffle again. Where is all of this headed? It's a long message, I think. 6 of Cups, 2 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. Yikes. Okay. So remember what I was talking to you about before, about finding what it is that you truly can give to the world, that you can share, that's just your own. We're soul searching right now. This is a time of introspection versus action. It's not a Mercury retrograde, but it's what I feel like when we're in Mercury retrograde, that all of this is about turning inwards, the 2 of Swords, and wanting to understand this from the inside out rather than trying to affect it from the outside in. The 5 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups also encourage us to turn inward. 5 of Cups is a situation where you're being, if you haven't gone there willingly, you're being forced to confront this spiritual values and this spiritual emptiness or fullness, most likely emptiness, that you're experiencing. And what that means is that what you're doing or the way that you're approaching life is devoid of the joy and the love that is possible and the connection. I'm not saying that life is always like happy and fun and joyful, but when you're in line with your passion, when you're in line with your purpose, even the hard times, even the challenges have meaning. The 5 of Pentacles wants to build wealth, but the 5 of Pentacles doesn't understand what inner wealth is. And so I feel like this is a journey. Remember I was talking about Devil, Capricorn, questioning our beliefs about money. 5 of Pentacles is also very much in line with that. But it's really about questioning what something is worth to us, an experience, a relationship. What is it really worth to us? What are we willing to do for that relationship? What are we not willing to do for that relationship? Is it worth our time? And that's really across the board. Is the job worth my time? Is the relationship worth my time? Is this venture worth my time? Those are the questions that we need to be asking. And what you're going to find is that some things might be in line with you anymore, or some things might be in line with you, and some things might not be in line with you. And the Six of Cups is riding off into the past. And so I feel like there's also kind of a change that's happening from the past till now. You're not the same that you were. And part of you is still awakening and still learning about this new self. Who am I really? Like, okay, yes, I see I've changed, but who am I really? Do I really recognize my new self? Seven of Cups is asking us to look at our soul work, but it's also saying that you're having a tendency to distract yourself with some kind of escapism or bad habit. Escapism can be shopping, eating, binging, binge watching. On the darker end, drugs, alcohol, even like relationships can end up being a distraction. On the psychological side, worry, anxiety, fretting over what you can't control, creating dramas. Seven of Cups is pulling you away from your vital heart's energy. And so again, if you're not feeling like extending yourself, if you're not feeling like going out, if you're not feeling like spending a whole lot of time turned towards others, this is perfectly normal right now. We have a lot of strongly introspective cards because we are trying to level up with who we really are and who we're becoming. And I feel like the Two of Swords is starting to uncover strengths that you didn't know you had or didn't know how far they could go. So you maybe were aware of these strengths, but what you're capable of is more than what you had expected yourself to be capable of. Is there any other message from our higher collective? Our guides and our angels, anyone that's here to help us? Is there another message from that? Okay. Not sure who this is going to resonate with because it seems to be specific. The Emperor and the Three of Pentacles. Okay. You don't recognize yourself as the creator. You don't recognize yourself as the creator of your own world and your own identity. Seems strange, but there is so much creative force that you have in you, the ability to create situations, the ability to craft different opportunities or experiences for yourself. It may not be things that you're totally conscious of, actually. I think a lot of this is subconscious energy, but there is a highly creative energy inside of you. The ability to make something from seemingly nothing. And this creative energy wants to come out and wants to come out. And the other message with the Three of Pentacles is the finding your Dharma, following your Dharma. And what other card was talking about that? It was kind of like the Sun with the Magician, I think. And the Emperor on the other side, is this another person? Or is it, this is still the person? Okay, so it's like you've established a certain way of doing things. You've established a certain structure, but there's so much more to this structure. This creative spark within you, this goddess energy, is wanting to add on to the structure, to decorate it, to enhance it, to make it even bigger. And you're kind of playing safe. You're kind of keeping it in the box. This isn't about destroying the old structure. It's about adding to it. It's about really giving it personality and letting it flourish. I think that's the other thing, is that this isn't so much an ending as it is a beginning. And, you know, you may have a clear idea about where this is going, but there's still, it's like things still hatching, those 3 eggs down there. There's still things to come. There's still good, creative things to come. But it's also about really aligning with that in-tuned creative energy. So pulling this all together, what this means is that as you're introspecting, as you're looking inside and trying to figure out more about who you are, also make sure to be gentle with this. Because when we're really harsh with ourselves and we're saying, well, that's terrible and that's not good, I want to get rid of that, then there's a pressure or a resistance starts to happen. When we're more gentle with ourselves, when we're more kind and understanding, then part of ourself relaxes and it's actually easier to let it go. This isn't about being harsh. It's not. I feel like there's certain cards that would have come in if this was about, really, we don't have a lot of sword cards. That's what I'm trying to say. This isn't about staring at the cold, hard truth. It's more about an exploration, and a gentle exploration, because it's that gentle flow that's going to beget more creativity. It's going to bring forth, it's going to feel easier than forcing. There's going to be more opening than there is kind of pushing. So where was I talking about the difficulty aligning with I think it was here with these two cards, the difficulty with aligning with the feminine energy. This is it. It's the attitude of being aware, accepting where things are, being loving with yourself about it, talking gently to yourself like, oh, okay, yeah, I see why you would think that way. I see why that's there. So it is non-judgmental, it's non-confrontational, it's not enabling either, because you're not saying, oh, you poor thing, of course you should be feeling that way, let's go and mope. It's not that. It's just, okay, I see why I would feel this way. I understand. I can feel that. Now, where do we want to go from here? It's just this gentle questioning of yourself that I see is going to bring forth this more creative, unfurling kind of energy. Okay, anything else? I think we're going to wrap up the reading for today. If you would like a reading with me, please do check out soulguidancewithAdriana.com. I offer tarot as well as astrology and mentorship. So if you're looking for someone to really help you get through some of your challenges that you're facing on your own journey, please do check it out, soulguidancewithAdriana.com. It is possible to do this work on your own. It is a lot easier with someone who's been through it. And it's especially easier with someone who you develop a working relationship so they know what's going on with you, right? You don't have to keep explaining yourself every time. So if you've been really searching and what I'm talking about here is resonating with you, again, I invite you to check it out. And I'll see you again soon.